What's up, Scrappy Peeps? It's Adele from Inky Quill. Happy New Year. I'm pretty sure this is the first video for 2020. 2020, that sounds futuristic and far away. It doesn't sound like it should be happening right now. The year's just flown by. So we're catching up on some project life today. I've got a double page layout from the very end of 2018, and I wanted to do these pages together because I don't often do work on my project life double page style. I do often treat them as separate pages, and then because I use a lot of the same products or similar colors, they tend to just coordinate without trying to coordinate. But I really wanted to try and make sure that I made these two go well together. So these photos on the left hand side are all from my friend's 30th. She came up from Tasmania where she lives, which was really great to see her and little baby Poppy. And it was good to celebrate with friends and just get together. It's so tricky these days to get together with people. As you get older, lives just get busier, and I really value the times when I do get to catch up with my girlfriends and sit down and have a chat and just reconnect and hang out and just have some fun times. So for this photo, I wanted to keep the cluster all on the right hand side, and I'm using some stars. I always feel like stars are birthday-ish. Let me know if you think the same. I associate stars with birthdays, and it's funny how we just get in like different shapes or different colors associated with different things. I also see red as a birthday color. I have no idea why, but in my head, red is a birthday color. It's just started spontaneously pouring rain here, so I hope the microphone's not picking that up. But I just wanted to add a little bit of journaling. There wasn't too much to journal, just that this was a lovely time, and that Anna had come up from Tasmania to visit. I always try to snap at least like one photo to document a socializing event. And I'd much rather be in the moment and chatting and talking with friends than on my phone. But I always try to grab a picture, even if it's just a picture of the food, just to include in my project life. But when there's cute little babies involved, it's very easy to snap lots of photos. So I was glad that I got some pics of Poppy, and it gets very confusing for Arch, because Arch kind of has three Poppies. He calls this little girl baby Poppy, and then Poppet, our bunny rabbit, we call Poppy, and then my dad is also Poppy. So there's three. He calls my dad Popo now, which is pretty cute. But it's tricky when you're a little child having people with the same name. We've got a couple of friends that have the same name as some of the friends that he has at little school, and he gets very stubborn when we say that we're going to see someone and it's not the person that he thinks it's going to be. It must be very confusing. But for this one, I added a couple of enamel dots trying to coordinate with the colours in the photo. And this page is done. That documented card is one of my previous Inky Quill Patreon printables. And then I also did some journaling on, I just sent a Snapchat to my friend and I saved the Snapchat picture to my phone, and it was really handy because it already had the journaling on it that way. So then we're on to the other one. Now this photo, Archie and I did a face swap, and isn't that a pretty picture? Archie looks like a little 90-year-old woman, and I look like I've had a little bit too much plastic surgery on my cheekbones, I think. So I definitely wanted to include that. And sometimes it's nice to contrast the really the posed, smiling, happy, everyone looking at camera photos with these little moments that are just ridiculously different. It's just they're not the pretty posed photos, that's for sure. I love Snapchat and Instagram for the filters. I think that if I had had this in high school, my gosh, I would have had thousands of photos, I think, with different face filters. Let me know if you include silly photos like this in your project life, or if you're obsessed with filters and taking silly photos as well. It's just a bit of fun, and it's nice to swap out the regimented documenting in project life every once in a while for something that's just a bit silly. So these are some leftover, I think most of them are Citrus Twist, some little puffy stickers and enamel dot stickers, and I've been really trying to use them up, so I was able to add a couple of those there, and then some tiny little stars and hearts. I get questions about those on every video. I got them off eBay. The seller that I bought them by doesn't sell them anymore, so I don't know if they're still on there, if there's someone else selling them, but I did have to search for a while to find them. So then this one, I really need to get some more labels, because I'm looking at this video and my little label box is definitely not as full as it is in this video. I've used up quite a lot of them by now. But to create a bit of consistency across these double pages, I'm trying to use the same mini alphas, those ones on the left. I have a feeling they're a crepe paper one. I'm not sure from which collection. Could be Willow or Gather, possibly. They're just a really nice size. I think that if you are new to Project Life, or if you want to start doing Project Life, mini alphas are a great investment, a great thing to buy. I get so much use out of them, and they can just add a little bit of excitement next to just normal handwritten journaling, or larger thickers that you might use for title cards. So for this card, I added that Love You, which is another past inky printable, and then just adding a little bit of journaling here using those alphas. And then I always love a nice gold glittery heart. You guys know that about me by now. And I was trying to stick with the same colors. The great thing about black and white photos is that you have permission to use absolutely any color with them. So if I ever have photos that are either low quality, maybe they were taken at night time, or they're a bit blurry, or they're very, very busy with color, or they've got colors that I really don't like, I will often print them in black and white. It just makes it easier to scrapbook. So then I'm looking at Archie here, and he looks so tiny. So this was technically, at the time of when I'm recording this voiceover, this was a year ago, and gosh, he's grown up in 1 year. It's crazy. But here I'm just adding a little label up the top with another inky printable, and Archie discovered bubbles for the first time, which is always a fun discovery to make. And so it was a very difficult thing to catch on camera with a photo, but I managed to try and get it in as much as I possibly could in that picture. So then for my, I guess, title card, I always like to do the dates. If you're new to my channel, I like to do the dates on my title cards instead of the week numbers. I just find that it's easier to help me remember if there was a specific thing that happened that week. So if it was the week of Christmas, or if it was the week of someone's birthday, I just know automatically by looking at the dates. And I wanted to use this printable, but it wasn't, I'd used the bottom for something else, or it wasn't long enough. And so I just grabbed a little scrap of grey paper, and I used that other a lined card to measure how long it needed to be instead of grabbing my ruler out. These are my all-time favourite puffy alphas, and I've got them in several colours, as you can see, but my gosh, they're almost ready to retire. I have retired a few sets already, and I have kept the numbers separately because I find that there's always a lot more numbers left over. But yeah, I think they're ready to hit the junk journal pile for my art journaling videos instead, because there's not too many words that I can spell left with them, unfortunately. I'm picking up the same colours that I've used throughout the page. I have used a lot of yellow on this page, and I like that. I actually like yellow and adding a pop of it. I think it's a nice bright colour, and it really does stand out really well. I'm going through some more of my printables to see what I wanted to add, and I decided just with Good Times because we're leading up to Christmas. There's lots of socialising going on. A lot of our friends have moved away from the Central Coast where we're from, and so Christmas is always a really busy month because they come back to the coast to visit their family and we get to catch up with them. A lot of our friends live interstate now, and so it's nice when they all come home and we can have some good times. And we're all done. That post-it note is just over the top of a picture from Archie's daycare that's got other kids in it that I don't have permission to show their photo. But these came together really quickly, and I think by just using the same supplies, it just added some consistency across the two pages and got the pages done nice and quickly too. Thanks for watching today, peeps. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoy some Project Life, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.